All right, buckle up, everybody, because we are diving deep today
Oh, I like it.
into the origins of the universe,
Yeah.
but not your typical Big Bang stuff. No,
Right.
we're going beyond that.
I'm intrigued.
We're going to be looking at a paper that proposes consciousness as the foundation for everything.
All right. Yeah, this is a really fascinating paper.
Oh, it's wild.
It really flips the script
Absolutely.
on how we usually think about the universe.
It does.
Like instead of
yeah.
starting with a purely physical origin story,
Right.
this paper proposes that consciousness.
So we're not just talking about like
Yeah.
stars and galaxies forming out of like dust and gas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about
like
awareness, experience,
Yeah.
like the essence
the
of
essence of being.
it being the driving force.
This is big.
It is.
So when we normally talk about consciousness,
Right.
we think about our own subjective experiences,
Yeah.
you know, like thoughts,
My thoughts, my feelings.
your perceptions, the
Yeah.
things that make you you.
Yeah, it's like this internal world
Yeah.
that we all have,
Mm-hmm.
but can never fully share.
Right.
Yeah.
But this paper goes beyond that familiar definition
Okay.
and states that consciousness is, quote, the quality associated with existence.
Okay.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Right, lay it on me.
That means everything that exists,
Okay.
from the tiniest particle
Wow.
to the vast expanse of the cosmos.
So hold on. So you're saying like my coffee mug has feelings.
Fullness. Well, I'm not exactly human-like emotions.
Okay.
It's more about like a fundamental beingness
Right.
that's inseparable from existence itself.
So like even a rock
Yeah.
has some basic level.
Some basic level of awareness of its own existence.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think my brain's already starting to hurt a little bit.
It's a lot to take in, I know.
Yeah, but I'm into it.
But how does this idea of universal consciousness
Right.
connect to the origins of the universe?
Yeah, so that's where
Like, how do we go from pure awareness
Yeah.
to planets and stars and black holes?
exactly. So that's where this paper gets really mind-bending.
Okay.
It starts by tackling the classic paradox.
Okay.
Something from nothing.
Oh, here we go.
Right, because
Yeah.
most theories about the beginning of the universe
Yeah.
struggle with this idea of how something...
Right. Is that
Yeah.
trying to imagine, like, what existed before the Big Bang?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible
Yeah, it hurts.
for our minds to grasp.
I know.
So to address this,
Okay.
the paper uses this thought experiment.
Okay.
Imagine a brain in a vat, okay?
All right.
Completely isolated
Okay.
from any external stimuli.
Like a sensory deprivation tank on steroids?
Exactly.
Yeah, just floating in darkness.
So it's darkness, silence, with
Yeah.
only your own thoughts
Yeah.
in that state.
Yeah.
All that exists
Yeah.
is just a pure awareness of existing,
Right.
devoid of any form or experience.
So a state of complete emptiness,
Complete emptiness,
but within that emptiness, there's still something.
there's still something, right?
Yeah.
There's a consciousness
Right.
that's aware of itself, even in the absence of anything else.
So even in this void,
Yeah.
there's still potential,
Exactly.
Yeah.
For experience.
a seed of something.
Yeah, a seed of something waiting to happen.
Right. Okay.
And what the paper suggests
Okay.
is that this consciousness,
Yeah.
even in its empty state,
Mm-hmm.
has an inherent need to define its own boundaries.
So it's trying to give itself some kind of shape or form,
It's like it's trying to wrap itself around its own nothingness.
to contrast itself with something.
Yes, to define itself.
Yeah.
And in that act of self-definition,
Yeah.
the very first form emerges.
Okay. What is it?
The circle.
The circle.
The circle,
Like the most basic shape.
for the most basic shape. The foundation of all forms.
It's true when you think about it.
And it's fascinating
Yeah.
when you think about how fundamental the circle is.
Yeah.
The number 0,
Right.
representing nothingness,
Which is a circle.
is a circle.
Planets, stars, galaxies.
They all exhibit
They're all
circularity.
circular.
Even the curvature of space-time itself
Right.
hints at this.
It's like the universe is built on circles.
Exactly.
From the micro to the macro.
From the micro to the macro.
That's why.
Now, this process of consciousness encountering itself
Okay.
and defining its own boundaries
Yeah.
is what this paper calls God's game.
God's game. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm officially intrigued.
All right, good.
Tell me more.
So picture this
Okay.
circle of awareness
Mm-hmm.
stretching infinitely
Right.
in all directions,
Okay.
trying to encompass the void.
Yeah.
As it expands,
Mm-hmm.
it eventually encounters itself,
Okay.
but without recognizing its own reflection.
So it's like looking in a mirror, but not realizing it's you looking back.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that lack of recognition,
Right.
that moment of mistaking oneself for other,
Yeah.
is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Because in that moment,
Yeah.
an imbalance arises.
Okay.
Some parts of this universal consciousness start to feel more real
More real than others. Okay.
simply because they're receiving more of this focused attention.
Like if you're shining a flashlight in a dark room,
Yes,
some areas are illuminated.
exactly.
They become distinct and clear.
Yeah, and others remain in shadow.
Yeah. Okay. I like that analogy.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah. Okay.
And here's the key point.
Okay.
This isn't some deliberate act of creation
Right.
by a divine being or anything like that.
So we're not talking about like the
Right.
traditional idea of God.
No,
Yeah.
it's a natural consequence
Okay.
of the nature of consciousness itself.
So the universe isn't so much created as it is emergent from this interplay of awareness.
Exactly.
So not a big bang, but
Not a big bang in the traditional sense.
more of a big bloom of awareness.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm trying to come up with new terms here.
You're doing good.
Okay, so this self-interaction, this God's game,
Yeah.
has some fascinating implications
Yeah.
for our understanding of reality,
It really does.
especially when we start to connect it
Yes.
to the world of quantum physics.
Exactly.
Okay, I knew it.
I know you were waiting for this.
I was waiting for the quantum physics to show up.
Of course.
All right, let's do it.
Let's dive in.
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got this mind-blowing idea of God's game, right? Consciousness encountering itself
Right.
and creating reality
Yeah.
through this interaction.
It's a wild concept.
It's crazy. And now we're going
It's
to connect this to quantum physics.
Exactly. One of the most, I know you are, one of the most mind-boggling aspects of quantum physics
Okay.
is this thing called the superposition principle.
Okay, I've heard of this.
The idea that particles can
Exciting.
exist in multiple states at once
Okay.
until they're observed.
Like Schrodinger's cat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Both alive and dead
Both possibilities.
until someone opens that box.
Yeah. Okay.
And what's remarkable
Yeah.
is that this paper suggests a parallel
Okay.
between God's game and this quantum world.
Okay.
That constant interplay
Yeah,
between self and other
Right.
in this universe unfolding
Yeah.
might be the very source
Yeah.
of this quantum weirdness.
So instead of these particles just randomly
Right.
existing in multiple states,
Yeah.
it's actually consciousness.
It's consciousness
Or you hear
driving
them.
this uncertainty,
Multiplicity.
this multiplicity of possibilities.
Okay, so it's like the universe is asking itself,
Yeah.
what am I?
What am I? Where am I?
Where am I?
And until it observes itself,
Yeah.
all these possibilities remain in play.
That makes me think about those times in life
Yeah.
where you're faced with a big decision.
Right.
And, before you choose,
Right.
both options seem equally real,
Yeah.
equally possible. And it's almost like,
Like you're experiencing your own personal version of this
yeah, like a mini
cosmic superposition.
superposition. Yeah.
That's a brilliant connection
Yeah.
because it highlights this key point.
Okay.
It's not just that consciousness is fundamental,
Right.
but our own experiences,
Yeah.
our choices
Yeah.
might actually be connected
To this cosmic dance.
to this cosmic dance of awareness.
We're not just bystanders.
Right.
We're in it.
You're not just watching the play.
Yeah.
We're an
we're
actor.
saviors.
You're on the stage,
Yeah.
and your choices are shaping the script.
We're shaping the script.
Exactly.
I love that.
And it's worth noting that this paper's perspective actually aligns with another fascinating theory
Okay.
about the role of consciousness in shaping reality.
Okay, hit me with it.
John Wheeler's idea
Okay.
of the self-excited circuit.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of this.
Have you?
Yeah, this is the idea that,
Yeah.
observers actually create reality
Observers create reality
through their observation.
through observation.
So reality doesn't
reality doesn't fully exist
reality doesn't
until it's been observed.
If a tree falls in the forest
There you go.
and no one's around to hear it,
Right.
does it make a sound?
That's the essence of Wheeler's idea.
Yeah.
He was a brilliant physicist,
Yeah.
and he believed that the universe is
Yeah.
fundamentally participatory.
I like that.
He famously said,
Okay.
no phenomenon is a real phenomenon
Okay.
until it is an observed phenomenon.
Wow.
He took it even further
Okay.
and suggested that this process of observation,
Okay.
this collapse of quantum possibilities,
Yeah.
could even influence the past,
Whoa. Okay, hold on.
creating a sort of self-consistent loop.
So we're talking about time travel implications here.
It's a very mind-bending concept.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So While this paper we're discussing resonates with Wheeler's emphasis on consciousness, it offers a slightly different take on the source of that consciousness.
So it's not just us as individual observers.
It's not just us calling the shots.
That are calling the shots.
Exactly.
Okay.
In Wheeler's model, the observers are the primary agents shaping reality. This paper proposes something even more radical.
Hit me with it.
It argues that consciousness isn't just a product of complex systems like brains, but the fundamental ground of existence itself.
Okay, so instead of arising from the material world, consciousness gives rise
to the material world.
Exactly. It's a complete inversion.
Speak of the typical materialist worldview.
Right.
And it has some really profound implications for how we understand this self-excited circuit.
Okay, so how does this fundamental consciousness actually shape reality then?
So think of it this way.
Okay.
Instead of individual observers collapsing quantum states, the paper proposes that it's the interface of what it calls dissociated consciousnesses.
Dissociated consciousnesses, what is that?
So remember that idea of God's game?
Yeah, the circle.
That initial encounter of consciousness with itself.
Right.
That moment of mistaking self for other.
Right, okay.
Well, the paper suggests that this process of dissociation, this creation of separate viewpoints, is actually ongoing.
It's still happening.
It's still happening. It's happening all around us.
So each of us is essentially a fragment.
Each individual consciousness, like you and me,
it is like a little piece,
is essentially a fragment
of that original
unified awareness.
Right, okay.
And we're all interacting. Creating this web of experience.
Yeah.
And as these dissociated consciousnesses interact and evolve, the interface they create, the rules of the game, so to speak, also evolves.
So you're saying the laws of physics.
That's the implication.
Fixed.
That the laws of physics aren't fixed.
They can change.
They can change over time.
As consciousness evolves.
As consciousness evolves.
Wow, okay.
It's a pretty radical...
This is blowing my mind.
...departure from the classical view of a static, unchanging universe.
But here's a question I have.
Okay.
If consciousness is really the driving force behind everything, what's the point of it all?
That's a great question.
Like, what's the purpose?
Yeah, what's the purpose
of this cosmic dance?
That's a profound question.
It is. It is.
And one that we're going to explore in just a moment.
All right.
But for now, dear listener, I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
If consciousness is truly the source of everything, what does that mean for the future of the universe?
Oh, that's a good one.
What possibilities does it open up?
I like that.
Just take a moment
to
ponder those questions, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
To wrap things up.
Okay. Okay, so we're back.
We are.
And we're ready to continue our deep dive into the origins of the universe. Consciousness.
Yeah, big one.
And what it all means.
It is.
And before the break, we were grappling with this question. The big one.
Oh, yeah.
The big one, if consciousness is this driving force behind everything, is there a grand plan?
It's a question that has haunted philosophers and theologians for centuries.
I know.
And while this paper doesn't offer any definitive answers, it does provide some intriguing possibilities.
All right, give them to me.
Remember that concept of God's game?
Oh, yeah.
That ongoing dance.
Okay.
Between separation and unification.
So like...
between the circle and the points.
It's like the universe is constantly seeking balance.
Yeah.
Between oneness and individuality.
Oneness and individuality.
Yeah.
Unity and diversity.
Okay.
And what's fascinating is that the paper suggests this process is never ending.
So it's not like a one-time event that happened billions of years ago.
Not at all.
It's still happening.
It's happening now, all around us.
The universe isn't a finished product?
The universe is not a finished product.
Okay.
It's still in the process of becoming...
Still evolving.
Still evolving and unfolding.
Wow.
And if we entertain this idea that this universal consciousness is seeking to experience itself, then maybe the end game.
If we can even call it that.
If we can even call it that. Isn't about reaching some final destination.
Right. Right.
Maybe it's about expanding the realm of experience itself.
So not a grand finale.
Exploring all those infinite possibilities of being.
More like an endless unfolding.
Exactly.
Okay.
A story that never ends.
A cosmic dance.
A cosmic dance.
With infinite steps?
With infinite steps.
So constantly creating.
Constantly creating.
Patterns.
New patterns, new expressions of awareness.
This is beautiful and humbling.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it seem like our role as individuals takes on a whole new significance.
Absolutely.
Like every choice we make.
Every choice, every experience.
Every experience we have.
Contributes to this grand cosmic experiment.
It's not just, what's the point?
Right.
Like the point is to participate.
The point is to participate.
Ew.
To engage in the dance.
To engage in the dance.
To contribute our own unique perspectives.
I like that.
To the grand symphony of existence.
It makes me think about all those times where I felt this sense of connection to something larger than myself.
Right.
Like moments of awe and wonder.
Those moments.
Or even those simple moments of joy and gratitude.
Yeah, those little glimpses.
Like, could those be glimpses?
Could those be glimpses?
Into this universal consciousness.
Absolutely.
A way of tapping in.
Tapping into this deeper reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
And what's exciting is that this perspective invites us to see every moment as an opportunity.
An opportunity.
For connection, for growth.
Okay.
For contributing
right.
to this ongoing evolution of consciousness.
So instead of feeling insignificant, we can see ourselves as active participants.
Active participants. Co-creators even.
Co-creators, I like that.
In this unfolding story of existence.
My mind is officially blown.
I know, right?
This deep dive has given me...
It's a lot to take in.
A whole new way of looking at the universe and my place within it.
It challenges a lot of our assumptions.
It does.
But it also opens up
a
world of possibilities.
So what does all this mean for you, dear listener?
What if reality is less about things and more about this interplay of awareness?
What if our lives?
What if our lives
aren't just random events?
Are a tapestry of experience.
Woven into
the very fabric.
A fabric of fact. Yeah. These aren't just abstract philosophical questions.
This paper suggests that these might hold the key to understanding the universe.
And our place in it.
And our place within it.
This has been amazing.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
This is what the deep dive is all about. Exploring new ideas, challenging our assumptions.
Expanding our understanding.
Expanding our understanding of the world.
Of the world within and around us.
I love it. All right, everybody.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey.
Keep those minds open.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
And keep diving deep.
And keep those minds open.
Absolutely.